Hi, I'm Tom Green. I'm sitting at a picnic table right now on my farm in rural Ontario, Canada. This is the Tom Green Farmcast. Today on the show, we're going to listen to a bit of an interview with Amber Marshall, the actress and equestrian who has starred on Heartland for longer than pretty much anybody's ever starred on a television show. It's the longest running television shows in history, Heartland. And it was a lot of fun having her out here to the Tom Green Farm. That's where I live here, and you can watch the whole show, the Tom Green Farm, on Crave. But today we're going to listen to an excerpt of our interview together. And also we go for a ride, but you'll have to tune into the show to see the ride. But you can hear us talk about it right now on the Tom Green Farmcast. Amanda designed the kitchen.
I love it.
I got married.
So
we're married.
Congratulations.
Just got married like four weeks ago.
But we're in a house that was built in 1857.
1857, yeah.
That's remarkable.
And you just noticed that the old wood stove is a Heartland stove.
It is.
Just like your show.
It's true.
Your show, Heartland.
I thought you placed that there just for me today.
We did. We brought that stove in just for you.
Thank you.
As a sort of a tip of the hat to your...
little things that count.
Is this the longest running show in Canada?
One of them.
So they always talk about the Beachcombers being the longest running show.
We've surpassed them.
You beat the Beachcombers, huh?
Yeah, we're neck and neck with Murdoch Mysteries, who are also on their 19th season. But our air date was before them. So that's how we get away with the language. We technically started before they did.
Yeah, that is amazing. How was the ride?
It was beautiful.
It was a nice day, wasn't it?
I love snow. I'm Canadian. I've always loved snow. But there's something very peaceful and magical about the first snowfall. And this is no just ordinary first snowfall. It was a little unexpected, but it's also, there's a lot of snow out there.
As we talked about on our ride, I'm new to the equine universe. So I learned a lot on this ride. Every time I get to go ride with somebody who's, an equestrian who knows what they're doing, I ask a lot of questions. Did I ask too many questions?
You asked great questions.
Okay.
I love when someone's still continuing to learn and willing to learn, because you can't teach someone who knows everything. And a lot of time, the person who says they know everything doesn't. Your questions were very unique because I could tell that you understood the partnership between you and Fanny. And you understood that there was a few weaknesses. And how do you build upon that and create a better partnership?
You know, I still kind of can't believe that I'm actually doing it. Constantly the thoughts going through my head are like, what the heck is going on? How did this happen?
But it is. You trust that animal, and you trust that partnership and that friendship. And you're not new to Fanny. She's not new to you. But that also comes with some problems, because she understands you, and you're starting to understand her. And she knows exactly what you're asking, but might not want to comply because she understands that it's not always followed through. And that was one thing we talked about today. And I'm continually learning with everyone that I talk to and that I ride with. And that includes people such as yourselves, because I'll see things and I'll say, do I do that? And sometimes it's not just about riding with the best. So, and I'm not saying you're the worst by any means, but sometimes it's about riding.
You saw like 150 things and did not do today.
But you understand them when you see them, and I think that's what's important. That's what I love about the dynamic of you and Fanny. She's very smart. And she knows what she wants to do. And sometimes she says, really, is this what we're doing? I think we should do this. And I think that building that relationship and understanding her in your wants and your asks are really going to help your partnership.
When you started the show Heartland, you rode horses already.
Yeah, it really helped.
Yeah.
I can tell you that, because I started riding when I was 5 years old, and I've been around horses most of my life. And so to be on a set with, I was number one with a whole lot of lines to memorize and a lot going on. I was in almost every scene. If I had been fearful of horses or even just new to them, it would have been quite a challenge. So here I was in an unfamiliar place. I'm from Ontario. I'd moved out to Alberta for the show. Didn't know anyone. I was young and inexperienced, and having horses on set and as my co-stars set the tone. And it really allowed me just to relax into my role, because I did feel very comfortable. I feel comfortable around animals, probably more so than humans. And that was the case back then. That's still the case today. It's a very different atmosphere on the Heartland set than some other films and television sets, because you have to be quiet. You have to be calm, or the horses are not going to feel comfortable and they're not going to work.
Yeah.
Everybody comes in with a very level-headed approach because you have to.
Do you think that if you had not done the show Heartland, would you have been as involved with horses, or did that sort of accentuate your, what you were already doing when you were young? Did that change your life in a way?
Oh, 100%. I think about what my life would have looked like without Heartland. And I had just been accepted into Ryerson's radio and television program.
Oh, cool. Yeah, my mother took journalism at Ryerson.
There you go.
Yeah.
At the time, I was also working in a vet clinic, so I was with animals every day. I thought I was going to be a veterinarian for a while, didn't quite have the grades, thought, how can I incorporate animals into my life and my work and still do things I love? And as all this is going through my head, Heartland presents itself, and I audition, and I get the role, and I thought, what could get better than this? I'm working with animals and acting. The two things that I love the most are coming together. But again, it was a pilot, and I thought, I'm probably never going to see these people again. And then we were renewed for season 1. And I thought, this is really cool. I get to do this for another year. But never in a million years did I think that we would be continuing this series 19 years later. You've started working with your actual horse on the show to sub in for the original horse that played the character that your horse is playing now. So in the very beginning of Heartland, which was 19 years ago, the main character horse was Spartan, and he was played by a 4-year-old quarter horse at the time named Stormy. And that's very young. For a 4-year-old horse is very young to be on set. Usually we wait until they're a little bit more mature, 8 or 9 years old, they've settled into things. And Stormy was just an old soul, and he was a wonderful companion for many, many years. He was my co-star up until season 14. And he started to show signs of arthritis. I started to notice that he was becoming unhappy being there. And so I went to our producers and our team and I said, I think we need to retire Stormy. And everyone said, but we can't kill Spartan because that's the character. So I said, okay, we're not ready to kill Spartan yet.
I didn't mean kill. I didn't mean kill it.
That's okay. Yeah, we're not going to kill him. But can we sub in a new horse that is happy to be there?
It looks similar. It looks
the same.
But people notice, though, that has anyone noticed?
Yes.
The ear's a little different?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the shape. Every horse is a little bit different. So at the time, my horse Hawk, who looked very similar to Stormy, he's just quiet and easygoing, and I already had a relationship with him. I knew he was a good boy, and he would just be good on set for me. So I put his name in the hat, and they said, yeah, okay. The Stormy is still alive, by the way. He's still fine, but he's retired, and he's living out his leisurely days. It was interesting talking about the way the camera stuff works. Maybe this is a little me geeking out in the camera stuff, but what are some of the tricks you do to film horse riding? So you talked a little bit about the ATV or the side-by-side going with the gimbal on it. Yeah. We utilize that all the time. So we have a specific side-by-side where it's fully equipped with camera gear and everybody can ride on it and ride along those shots where there might be some characters running fast through a field that it wouldn't be possible to get that otherwise. We also use drones. So we talked a little bit about how we have to specifically pick horses that are comfortable with drones. You have to know the horses that are around. You have to know which ones are going to be okay with certain things. We also use GoPros. So we'll position GoPros under a jump or behind a tree or somewhere where that horse is going to run by, and we'll get something cool as it's going by. I feel like Fanny, when we did a little bit of, this follow the gimbal truck shooting this summer, the first time we did it, she's sort of like, what's that thing on the truck? And the first couple of times, she was a little hesitant about it. But then all of a sudden, to me, it seemed like she kind of liked it and started wanting to do it and would start to run beside the truck, almost without me even telling her. Horses love a job. Yeah. And when there's a clear direction of what you're asking and she understands it, she becomes proud of herself when she completes it. Even just when we were sort of trying to, learn to, trying to canter or something? Sort of towards the end of it, she seemed to kind of loop around. Understood. We're practicing going fast now. So when people watch Heartland, do they
know that it's filmed in Canada when they're watching around the world?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah, and that's one thing I'm really proud of is that we have created a Canadian show that is based in Canada, because there's lots of shows that are filmed in Canada that we pretend are small town USA.
Right, yeah.
And we are very adamant about having that Canadian background, and we don't try to hide it.
Why does being West correlate with riding horses? Is it because it's more wide open out there? Is the history of it people had to take horses to get around, or?
It's probably part of it. It's also very large cattle country.
Right.
Now, Ontario there's a ton of cows here, but they're mostly dairy cattle. And in smaller parcels, so to speak. In Alberta, it's very vast. Saskatchewan, Alberta, you're dealing with cows over thousands of acres. And so for years and generations, you needed horses in order to keep your cows. And a lot of the places where the cows graze is in the forestry and government land, and you can't access it by ATV or motorized vehicle. So you have to have a horse to gather your cows. It's physically impossible to do it any other way.
So, and you live on a farm now?
It's nice. I have plenty of space for my animals. I've got horses and cows and chickens and ducks and peacocks and dogs and cats, and there's a little bit of everything.
Wow. It's kind of neat getting up in the morning and having to go out and feed the chickens and, feed the horses and check their water and get the hay to them. And it just gives you sort of a sense of purpose.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that, because it is something that I think people have to experience to understand the reward of that and how that feels. It's a nice way of living. And I think for anyone who has lived in a city for a long period of time, you just become almost numb to that way of life. You have your routine and you go day in, day out, and this is what we do. But when you have, like you said, purpose, when you have a reason to leave your house and to spend time out with your animals, there's something that happens to you. And I don't know if you felt it, but it's this shift of, I always feel I feel very balanced and very centered when I'm out with my animals.
So what happens at, is there anything, do you know where the story's going to go?
I don't. And the biggest thing about Heartland, and I think a lot of people don't realize when they're watching the show, because they fall in love with the family, they fall in love with the characters, but we are working actors on a television show. We're not a real family. And so for certain characters that want to go and pursue other things, we have to find ways to either kill them off, send them off to Texas, whatever it might be. We have to be creative, but also honor the fans who believe in these characters and don't want these characters to leave. But overall, the writers try to arc the seasons so that we know where we're going the year after and the year after that, so that there is a general roadmap, a plan, I guess you could say.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Amber.
My pleasure.
So
it
great.
was a lot of fun.
Yes. So cool. It was great that we got to go for a ride, and I learned a lot, and I look forward to watching another 20 years of Heartland.
Season 40, here we come.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. It was great talking to Amber, and also just getting to learn a bit more about horses. I'm new with the horses. I have a mule named Fanny, a donkey named Kia, and 2 horses, Alora and her yearling foal, Aria. I'm getting more comfortable every day, but you never stop learning, and that's why it's great to have somebody with Amber Marshall's experience come by and talk about all things equestrian. It was pretty cool. Another great episode of the Tom Green Farmcast. I would be mad at myself if I didn't remind you that that's not the whole show. The whole show is the Tom Green Farm, and you can watch it over on Crave, and you get to see a lot more on-screen rural shenanigans with the animals, my wife Amanda, my parents, Mary Jane and Richard Green, and so much more. Come check us out on Crave, only on Crave, and thanks for listening and watching to the Tom Green Farmcast today. See you next time. I'm Tom Green. That sounded pretty professional, right?
Yeah, it sounded great.
Not only am I a professional, but you're a professional too, right?
Right.
We're professionals.
This is the Tom Green Farm. It's not the Green Tom Farm. This is my favorite farm because it is my farm.
Welcome to the Tom Green Farm. My name is Tom Green. Here I am in my house out here in rural Ontario, Canada.
Wow.
A house that was built in 1857.
How cool is this?
Where we'll be doing a talk show trying to get Tony Danza.
Your dad can't hear you.
I heard you.
Who's the boss?
I
Get him
can't
up
hear
here.
you, but I can't remember either.
Trying to get Tony Danza up here. Not in a television studio, but on a farm. There's bears here, yeah.
Do you know in the gay community a bear is a thing?
I did know that,
Of course you do.
We're building a ramp for Tony Hawk.
If you build it, we might come.
Interviewing celebrities.
That was just one of the most memorable nights of my life.
That is intense.
They look alien. You had a freaky career.
Freaky.
I'm just falling in love again and again and again today.
Parle français pour 2 minutes.
Sois capable de le faire?
Oh my God.
Allô, toute la gang.
So my friend Dead Mouse.
We've lived off of the land so long as that land was able to sustain us.
There's something very peaceful and magical about the first snowfall.
Driving along the road in the rolling hills, I'm like, I wish I could just run in those fields, but you never really do.
Gets the blood going, huh? Did you go on Conan dressed as a horse?
Centaur.
Come over here for fun and you get your hand bitten off, right?
This is the great joy of my adult life, is getting into horses.
Wow.
And I'm excited about all the people that we're going to present to you.
I know the legacy of Bare Naked Ladies. I know what it means to other people.
Did I intimidate you with my skills?
Yeah.
I'm a seasoned professional.
You've been making television a long time.
Darth Vader's wiener.
Mr. Tom Green, how are you?
I've only been scared on one set.
Cheers.
This is the Tom Green Farm.